The showers are over at Talladega, Alabama, and we're ready for the 28th annual DieHard 500. 42 of the finest racers in the world are beginning to roll out. $1.6 million at stake. The biggest story of this race today, the number 4, Sterling Marlin. He's won 2 in a row on this track. Both times he had Dale Jarrett right there in second place, and both times he had Dale Earnhardt in third. So today the question is, will Sterling Marlin join Buddy Baker in the record books as a 3-time winner of one of the toughest races there is in NASCAR? And there is Sterling Marlin getting ready to go to work today and see if he can't pull this thing together and make it a 3-time win. Hello everybody, Ken Squire. With me is the 2-time Winston Cup champion, Ed Jarrett, and the man himself, the man who won 4 Talladega races and 3 in a row, Buddy Baker. Nice to have you with us.
Nice to be here, Ken.
Now, 8 times first-time winner has happened on this track, Ned.
Yes, this race has produced a lot of first-time winners, perhaps more than any other event on the circuit, and it could happen again today. Jeremy Mayfield, starting on the pole here today, has a very strong race car. In fact, 7 of the 14 starters here today have never won a Winston Cup race, and any of those are capable.
Let's talk to Buddy Baker about strategy. How do you win here?
Strategy. Now we get down to Talladega, drafting, keeping yourself out of trouble. This place will get you if you don't watch out. The thing to do is get in draft, stay there, understand what you're doing, and you can win.
Let me give you an example, and you can take an example out of any race, but this is just the last time they were here in May. Going into turn number 1, 14-car jam session, and up over the top, side over side, end over end, goes Newburgh, Maine's Ricky Craven, last year's Rookie of the Year. He walked away from that. Amazing when you stop and look at that car later. There was not one piece left on it. Now the field is ready to go, and Craven is ready to come back, trying for his first Winston Cup victory. It could be today. Let's take a look at the starting grid for this 28th annual DieHard 500. On the pole, first of his career, 27-year-old Kentucky native Jeremy Mayfield. And Jeff Gordon is alongside a 5-time winner this year. In row 2, it's Dale Jarrett. Second, 2, Sterling Marlin in the last 2 races. And Dale Earnhardt right beside him, third in the last 2 races to Sterling Marlin here. Going to row 3, there's Lake Speed, great qualifying effort, and Ernie Irvan, who won at New Hampshire in this great comeback story, is on the outside. Row 4 is Jeff Burton and Mark Martin. Row 5 has Darrell Waltrip, the 79 and 82 winner, and the freshman from Michigan, Johnny Benson Jr. In row 6, it's Dick Trickle and Kenny Wallace. Row 7, Rick Mast and Robert Presley. For row 8, Jimmy Spencer, and the man, the defending champion of this event, Sterling Marlin. In row 9, it's Ted Musgrave and Kyle Petty. For row 10, there you have John Andretti and Jeff Purvis. Row 11, the 76 DieHard winner, Dave Marcus and Michael Waltrip. In row 12, it's Derek Cope, former winner of the Daytona 500, and Bobby Labonte. Going to row 13, Hut Strickland's there with the 88 winner, Ken Schrader. In row 14, it's Ricky Craven and Ricky Rudd. Row 15, Terry Labonte, who won the 89 DieHard 500, and Bobby Hillin Jr., who won the event in 86 at 22. Row 16 is Loy Allen Jr. and Rusty Wallace. Row 17, Ward Burton and Greg Sachs. Row 18, Wally Dallenbach Jr. and Morgan Shepherd. In row 19, there you have Bobby Hamilton and Gary Bradbury. Provisional starters, winner of this event in 87, Bill Elliott is back, and with him comes Jeff Bodine, and rounding out the field, Brett Bodine and Joe Nemechek. Chad Little failed to qualify for this field. Take a look at the manufacturer's breakdown for this race.
Have 24 Fords, 13 Chevrolets, and 5 Pontiacs in the field.
The weather has been the story up until now, but it looks like we're going to get a race in here, buddy.
Well, it is. It's 72 degrees. I don't ever remember running here when it was 72 degrees. That would be a treat.
That's the coolest it's ever been. Take a look at this track.
Well, you can see right here that it's 4,000 feet down the back straightaway. The tri-oval in the front there, if you notice, is 4,300 feet down the front straightaway. And the start-finishing line is one of the real neat parts of Talladega. It's almost going into turn one.
And it's one of the reasons we get so many different winners on this track, I believe.
Look at the turns here, 33 degrees banking. Boy, you can let her hang out here. And the tri-oval, 18 degrees. And a lot of people say the tri-oval is the most difficult part of Talladega as far as keeping the car straight.
Because it gets so loose?
Yeah.
Tri-oval there? Yeah. You can see the water there on the inside, that little lagoon that has cropped up in the course of the day from the heavy storms we've had. And there's the race analysis.
Yeah, 1,000,600 up for grabs, 42 cars in the field, 500 miles. That's 188 laps on this track. And the record was set for this particular race by Ernie Irvin back in 1992 in the Morgan McClure car at over 176 miles an hour.
Getting ready for green at Talladega.
CBS Sports coverage of the DieHard 500 is sponsored by Sears DieHard, the official battery of NASCAR. Beechwood aged Budweiser, the king of beers. This Bud's for you. And by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately?
There is a sport as American as the automobile. It's a sport that never went on strike. And when its players want more money, well, they just get out and race for it. For these reasons and a million others, millions love it like no other. The official battery of NASCAR salutes its die-hard race fans, as dependable and true as the name itself.
With new spark plugs, you get improved performance for a while. But only Bosch Platinum has a pure platinum center electrode that's heat fused. So Bosch Platinum reaches its self-cleaning temperature faster for full engine power and improved fuel efficiency over a longer performance life. Which means you'll replace a lot of other things before you change your Bosch Platinums. Bosch Platinum, the ultimate spark plug.
Some of the most admired cars you'll see are owned by the guys who know cars best. They're ASC certified master mechanics, and the #1 brand of motor oil these guys use in their own cars and trucks is Valvoline, makers of Durablend, the leading semi-synthetic for a cleaner engine due to better control of harmful deposits. So use the oil the mechanics who take care of your car use to take care of theirs. Valvoline. People who know use Valvoline.
There's a silver lining to a dark and rainy day at Talladega, Alabama. After running 12 laps as they come back to the line, 31 miles in a green and yellow condition, all cars holding position unless they came on pit road. We're just about ready to go racing in the 28th annual Talladega DieHard 500. Field is approaching turn 4. There you see them lined up 42 strong, ready for a start. How do you feel right now, Buddy Baker, as you get down to pay time?
This is about the time your left knee's jumping a little bit. You're getting all ready. You're looking at the gauges, getting ready for the green flag to come out. Elmo Langley brings the pace car down pit road, and they start down through the tri-oval to take the green flag.
Noel Dawson, the youngster from California, just 13, gets the dream job, turning them loose for the DieHard 500. Green flag about to come out. And we're ready to go full racing at Talladega on the 2.6-mile track. Field away and into turn number 1, Jeremy Mayfield. The Kentucky youngster has the lead by half a car length coming down through into turn 2. Back on the outside comes Gordon in the 24.
First 2 spots on the inside there. Ford's outside of the Chevrolets, who will win the drag race down the back straightaway.
4,000 feet long. Wind them up here. Can you get up to full speed in the lap, Ned?
No, it takes more than 1 lap to get the restrictor blade engines up to full speed. In fact, it takes about a lap and a half at least to get them up to full speed.
Well, they come by just about like they ran under green and yellow. Everybody holding those positions up in front as they come by to complete lap number 12. 13 when they come to the line.
Ken, they're 3 wide going down the front straightaway. Racing conditions must be good on the racetrack. You see them 3 wide heading into turn 1.
Darrell Waltrip down on the bottom. Trying to move on Trickle.
There's Darrell Waltrip 3 wide. You see him there in the black, orange, and white car. 3 wide as they come down towards the back straightaway. You're riding with Darrell Waltrip.
Drafted over 200 miles an hour here with Darrell Waltrip as he pulls up on lake speed just in front. He's got it. Here he comes on Mark Martin.
What a move. Look at Darrell go.
Darrell Waltrip making a big move toward the front.
He said he was going to go towards the front, said he had a great race car. And he wants to prove to the world that he does have it.
He wants to be shed of all those cars around him if possible. Whoa, how about that move by Ernie Irvin to the inside for second place?
Welcome to Talladega, all you guys. That's what it's all about. That separates the guys from the runners here.
190 miles an hour, that second lap. They're up to full speed now.
Back straightaway, Gordon has the advantage. Then it's even across for second place.
See Ernie Irvin on the inside there going down the back straightaway. That's a good line that he has there with Jeremy Mayfield just behind him and Darrell Waltrip in the 17 car.
Earnhardt pinned up on the outside, holding that third spot. You're riding with Dale Jarrett as he gives you a look at those leaders, and look at the speed as they come to the 33-degree banking.
Usually the outside in the first few laps is the faster lane, but whoa, not right now.
Waltrip dives to the inside on Jeremy Mayfield, stacking them 3 wide back to the line.
Boy, you can feel the floor up here in the booth shake when these cars come by. 200 miles an hour. What a thrill.
Lap 15, 190. Irvin at a 193, a 194 on Earnhardt. Here's Lake Speed getting back up into it again as he goes by Waltrip. Doing the front of the field, Gordon, Irvin, Earnhardt, Jarrett, Mayfield, Martin, Waltrip, all up in there in that cluster. And here's the rest of it as they continue the battle.
They're 3 wide, and Earnhardt trying to take the lead. He's on the high side up front as we watch that action back in the pack. Here he is. Earnhardt going for it as they come to the line.
You see him pull over to the inside there trying to get the 24 car. Jeff Gordon to come along with him, but no dice. It didn't work.
5-time winner. Puts the number 3 for Richard Childress back in front.
And that's 5 bonus points for him as he battles for the NASCAR Winston Cup Championship. Any driver that leads a lap gets 5 bonus points. Earnhardt already has his for the day.
21 car, Michael Waltrip down on the bottom and seems to be in trouble. Meanwhile, his brother Darrell is in the middle of the track with Ernie Irvin. They're falling back.
We had a report earlier that there might be an oil pressure problem with Michael Waltrip's car, and apparently that is the problem with
Michael Waltrip's car.
There goes John Andretti on the bottom side there. You see Ernie Irvin losing quite a few. Whoa, who is right? Everybody's going whoa up here in the booth. 3 wide most of the way back through the field.
Waltrip got trapped in the middle. Irvin's still there. Now Waltrip is pulled down in front of Ricky Rudd, far further back in the field as they complete this lap. Here comes Dale Jarrett looking for Earnhardt.
And look right behind them is coming the 4-car Sterling Marlin, started back in 16th place. He is already up to 4th place.
Here's Sterling.
The guy is flat moving on.
Catching Gordon. Just behind him, Mayfield in 5th.
Look at this car in the draft. He does not even pull over, and he is gaining on the 24 car, Jeff Gordon, as they head into number 3 turn there.
Gordon squeezing him up just a little, but not too far. Gets through, comes up the outside, and into 3rd. You're riding with Sterling Marlin in quest of his 3rd straight Talladega win. But here comes Gordon back on him. And as they ride side by side, the 2 leaders draw away by about 6 car lengths. Not willing to give an inch. Gordon and Marlin fighting between themselves for 3rd position with Mayfield now stacked up behind the Sterling Marlin car on the outside net.
And that should help Sterling Marlin with the car behind him. Should help to push him on up there a little bit. Jeff Gordon running by himself down on the inside. inside, staying up with him. A great job as Bobby Hamilton comes into the pits for an unscheduled pit stop, and you can see how that draft is working.
Yeah, you can see the draft there. Jeremy Mayfield has lost the 4-car, though. The 4-car is on a mission right now as he moves in on Dale Jarrett.
Bobby Hamilton in. Here's Mike Joy.
He takes right side tires, Ken. The ones that came off the car look okay. May have had a vibration or felt that he had got into the side of somebody. But he's away. He's
going to stay on the lead lap, Mike, but I expect the cars, they're coming through the tri-oval right now. They'll overlap him before he gets his speed up.
Chevy and Ford, 1 and 2 with 19 laps complete. In the top 10, it's Earnhardt and Jarrett out in front, followed by Sterling Marlin. Further back in the field, Ward Burton rounds out the top 10.
The new 4.6-liter V8 Mustang GT and the new limited edition 305 horsepower V8 Mustang Cobra.
Hello.
Not since Mr. Ed has a horse spoken so clearly.
Whoa, Wilbur.
There's no track in the world that's tougher on brakes than the one in Martinsville, Virginia. And when drivers take the green flag here, they all have one thing in common, the same brand of brakes. Because without them, you can't come down this straightaway at 120 miles an hour and still make it through the turn. So which brand do the top drivers use to get them through 500 laps at Martinsville? Performance Friction Carbon Metallic. And we stock them at AutoZone.
From stock car racing to races on ice, Mobil 1 has never let a driver down. From 35 degrees below to 135 above, Mobil 1 has never failed. No wonder every Corvette, Viper, and Porsche comes filled with Mobil 1. Of all the oils in the world, there isn't one that outperforms Mobil 1. At Mobil, we've been changing oil for over 125 years.
Oh no, it's back. Prescription Strength Desonex knows how bad athletes' foot can get. Knows about the burning, the itching, the cracking.
It can feel like a soldering iron between your toes.
Now is the time to hit it with strong medicine.
Before it gets really bad.
Prescription Strength Desonex has the same medicine that doctors prescribe again and again. Because nothing you can buy works better to cure athletes' foot.
Nothing.
Prescription Strength Desonex. Because prescription strength is strong medicine.
Earnhardt stays first. Gordon stays in second. Dale Jarrett right there as they continue that fight. Ricky Rudd, John Andretti all in there. Now John Andretti around Ricky Rudd. And you have a black car as well in that group. Bobby Hamilton.
Actually, Ken, the 37 car of Andretti has dropped back down on that inside. As the front ones have singled out a little bit now up front.
Fell back about 7 spots. Hamilton, that lap car, running just behind the 2 leaders. Marlin in the number 4. Closes on Ricky Rudd. Kenny Schrader's car, he's reporting that thing's a little loose out there. That would not be a condition I'd much care for.
You'll see him run a wide line through the corner if it's loose, and you'll see him kind of jerk the wheel to the right just a little bit to correct on it.
Here he is up beside Purvis. From Jarrett looking back at Sterling Marlin. That's third, looking at fourth. The freight train continues down into the corner. All 42 in that lead draft. Only 1 car a lap down. Bobby Hamilton and Richard Petty's number 43 had to bring that Pontiac in and has been caught by the 2 leaders. But he's staying there.
Ernie Irvin is beginning to come back towards the front. He got shuffled back and went back to about 10th place. He just by himself down on the inside went around a car and moved up into 5th place.
Ned, what they need to do is stay single file, and they can close right up. You see him closing in on Sterling Marlin there, but running side by side, you lose so much aerodynamics that it really hurts you, and you lose the lead draft when you run side by side.
It doesn't take long.
25 laps, 66 miles down. Marlin looking at Jarrett. Jarrett looking at Marlin. Fight for 3rd and 4th. In third, it's Jarrett. Marlin back there in fourth as Earnhardt and Gordon continue the lead. Out of turn 4 comes the pack, 30 strong. And we've got a car loose in the center of the field. It's Rick Mast to number 1 across the grass, sliding toward that infield barrier.
Oh, he hits that water. And that might have slowed him down a little bit.
You know what? I think the water really was a cushion there.
A little aquacade action for Rick Mast in car number 1. Caution comes out as they come around to complete the 26th lap, and they race back to the flag. Following them down, it'll be Earnhardt trying to stay just in front of Gordon. Hamilton making a run, trying to get back in that lead lap. Out of time. Yep. Doyle Ford puts them back under caution. Whoa. Got mud buggies here today. Mast was running 15th when this took place. Looks like the swamp buggies down at Naples, Florida, buddy.
He needs some tread on those slick tires to get out of there.
You know, Ken, Ned, both of you, look, though the car does not appear to be that torn up thanks to this water. I think it actually slowed the car down and kept him from hitting the wall really hard.
He needs a paddle wheel right about now.
Yeah, he needs some help there, that's for sure.
Look again at what happened.
Look up in the middle of the square.
Whoa, he got... Looked like Jeff Purvis might have got into him just a little bit there. There was one car in the middle part of that groove there, or that pack, that got over into Rick Mast.
Tell you what, he's one of the luckiest guys here, as well as those other fellows just behind him as they try to get him out of this calamity. Caution's out. Leaders on pit road. Let's go to David Hobbs.
Well, there you see Dale Earnhardt coming in. 26 laps completed now. Of course, 9 of them under the green, under the caution. But nevertheless, they took the risk of not coming in under that caution period. Didn't lose the track position and gets out at a good time. Mike Joy.
Schrader makes his stop. Schrader reporting the car a little loose. I looked for a jacking wrench, didn't see one. They'll make the adjustment on that car, if any, with air pressure, and put 4 tires on his machine. Same for Winston Cup point leader Terry Labonte. Half the car's already off pit road as this group completes its service. Pretty quick stop for Schrader. He's away.
Schrader fighting to get back on the win line. It's been a long time for him. Saw Dale Jarrett come out first after this pit stop. Gordon came out second.
Still under caution, and a fully immersed Rick Mast is being pushed back toward shore.
There are those who worry about the future. And those who don't have to.
Is this your idea of excitement? Let me tell you about exciting, okay? Driving around a racetrack at over 200 miles an hour, that's exciting. These are just flakes.
Well, what do you think?
These are really good. They're crispy, too.
Really?
Yeah, they're mighty good even with nothing on them. What are they?
Hey, Charlie.
Yeah. Kellogg's Corn Flakes? How could I be so dumb?
You got 500 miles to think about it.
Kellogg's is proud to sponsor NASCAR champion Terry Labonte.
They've trained. They've sweated. They've prepared for this moment. And this summer, they'll have a chance to prove themselves to the world. The people of Texaco are proud to supply Clean System 3 gasoline and Haviland Formula 3 motor oil to the thousands of official vehicles in the 1996 Atlanta Olympic Games. Because getting the athletes to the events is quite an event in itself.
We bought the business from Jimmy's father. That's why he pushes himself. He doesn't want to disappoint the old man. His back began giving him grief last month. He'd take Advil, plug along, but at the end of the day, it just wasn't enough. So his doctor said to try a leave. Take it every 8 to 12 hours.
Oh, I like that.
Winds up at the end of the day, a leave is stronger relief than a dose of Advil. A leave was all it took. This year, he may even take a day off.
You take enough for both of us.
Aleve. All day strong, all day long.
We're all in search of answers. See us for the ones about cars.
Join 60 Minutes Ed Bradley at ringside tonight to watch Muhammad Ali, still the greatest, in the fight of his life against the toughest opponent he ever fought, Parkinson's syndrome.
Field organizing on a restart.
Variety of services on these cars. Some only took home fuel, cleaned their windshield, while others changed 2 tires, some changed 4 tires.
Green is out, and we're back to racing after the first caution of the day. In the DieHard 500, Dale Jarrett, who's been dominating in the early going, leads them down into turn number 1.
Bobby Hamilton, the only car down a lap. And Rick Mast is also now down a lap.
Yes, and Michael Walker apparently out of the race.
Jarrett leading, and Gordon in second. He's clawing his way back into this race and into the point standings. Remember those 42nd and 40th finishes early on in the season? He's there fighting for first.
Oh, look at Earnhardt. Earnhardt, he's not worried about points right now. He's driving the wheels off that number 3 car. As he comes up on the outside, you see Dale Jarrett kind of counter and move to the outside, but here comes Earnhardt right up under.
Oh, wow. Slapping pin.
Earnhardt is strong.
And Wally Dallenbach from 35th is coming with him. Dallenbach is having a tremendous ride. Remember that 6th place finish he had at Daytona? Hey, he's back in it strong today.
Ernie Irvan came back up through there strong. He was 7th when he came out of the pits. He's currently in 4th place, so he's has his car wound up.
Darrell Waltrip down at the bottom trying to find some running room to get back into this thing. As Wally Dallenbach knocks on the door of the Colorado driver from Jeff Gordon. Looking at Darrell Waltrip, challenging, moving up on that quality care car of Jarrett. And with him comes Andretti and Marlin. Waltrip started his charge from 8th position. As he comes to the line, Collins 6 has picked up 2. Bottom side of the racetrack, the number 17. Still Waltrip in front, and Wally Dallenbach having a grand time out there in 2nd spot from 35th again. Look at this 3 wide, Ned.
Yeah, Andretti goes to the inside, makes it 3 wide, and puts Darrell Waltrip in the middle. As Mark Martin trying to find a place to go, he jumps up on the tries to jump up on the outside of Dallenbach. That wouldn't work. Let's go to the pits and David Hobbs.
Well, Ned, it looks like the boy made a bit of an error there. They came in and just put gas on the car. Dale Earnhardt, as we saw, came in and changed right side tires, and just look how quick he went on these opening laps after the restart under green now. Dale Jarrett sliding back, so they may have paid the penalty by not putting those tires on the car.
Mark Martin almost put some tire marks on the side of Dallenbach as they came down through the tri-oval and stacked them up. Martin charging to get back up in front. That's 30 cars, a second apart, running over 190 miles per hour here at Talladega in the DieHard 500.
Look at Ernie Irvan on the outside of the 6th car of Mark Martin. He's making a move down the back straightaway.
Got his teammate up there with him. Mark Martin jumps down to the inside to try to pick up somebody's draft as Irvan and Jarrett go by on the outside.
Mark Martin giving you these pictures. Here comes Ricky Rudd, and down the inside comes Andretti.
But the race is up for number 1 spot right now as the 2-team cars try to make a move on Earnhardt.
They said they were going to try to do it. Irvan and Jarrett were going to try to hook up together. But Earnhardt has help down there now, so even though it's another Ford.
John Andretti in this shuffle, looking very stout. A lot of conversation about John Andretti and where he was going to be racing if he'd stay with his team. Seemed to be some happiness about his driving.
Side by
Not
side,
today.
They're still side by side over there.
That's Larry McReynolds talking with Ernie Irvan, crew chief, on that 28.
There's Sterling Marlin coming down on the inside. He has the 4 car on the move right on the inside of Ernie Irvan.
Y'all wanna move this thing and try to fold it in? Just watch the dish. No, I didn't know if it'd be easy for everybody. Whatever y'all think.
I don't think he's talking to the drivers in this case. I don't think so.
Irvan pulling up on the outside, trying to take a shot at Andretti, but he's stymied as he runs side by side with Marlin. Now Andretti fades to the high side. Who will this be for the lead? Here comes Marlin.
He has a run.
Sterling Marlin has a run for the lead. He's into second.
John Andretti's fighting back, though, on the outside as you see him move up beside Sterling Marlin as they head down the back straightaway. Earnhardt's loving this. As long as they stay side by side, they can't pass him.
You can see the whole field is up there running together, excepting for that one lone car that's back there by himself.
And Ward Burton in the 22. What a ride he's giving that car. Up to third spot. Let's go to Mike Joy.
Ken, we've deciphered Larry McReynolds' conversation. In addition to Ford, Chevys, and Pontiacs, there's 20 American Eagles, 9 Newells, and 3 Prevos in this field. McReynolds was giving instructions to fold the satellite dish before they moved the motor coach.
Okay. Can't forget anything, you know, when you're running a team.
Look at Ward Burton here in third place, Ken.
Right now, it seems the inside groove is the place to be. Well, as I say that, here comes the outside.
And you saw Earnhardt move to the inside, trying to throw a block on Marlin. And he was able to hold off John Andretti, who fades back in that outside line, Ned.
Yeah, the inside line is definitely the fastest right now.
Ward Burton, number 22. The 34-year-old out of South Boston, Virginia, giving that car a great ride. And here comes Sterling Marlin looking for the lead. Marlin in the number 4, down on the bottom, has the lead as he crosses the line at lap 37. It ain't over till it's over.
Well, you can see Earnhardt with absolutely no help losing ground there as Ward Burton stays with the 4-car of Sterling Marlin as they come off the back straightaway. Now, if Marlin pulls back over, you'll see Earnhardt move up, but he didn't pull over. He's working with Ward Burton as they head down the back straightaway.
From 33rd position came Ward Burton today, and he's up into second spot and looking stout.
But out in front, it is Sterling Marlin. A year ago, every few laps, his crew chief, Tony Glover, would counsel, I promise if you don't wreck, you'll win the race. Wonder what he's counseling now.
Enter the Performance Zone with Split-Fire Performance V spark plugs.
If you get your passing gear, you're gone.
The difference in gas mileage has been fantastic.
Split-Fire Performance V spark plugs mean better performance, more horsepower, and better mileage. So say the experts and the people who use them.
They're the best plugs I ever put in my car.
Enter the Performance Zone only with Split-Fire Performance V's, guaranteed.
I told Dale when he was a little boy, what you need to win is to get the right people behind you, speak softly, and carry a big, heavy foot.
Get race quality service with quality care at Ford and Lincoln Mercury dealers.
There is a sport as American as the automobile. It's a sport that never went on strike. And when its players want more money, well, they just get out and race for it. For these reasons and a million others, millions love it like no other. The official battery of NASCAR salutes its DieHard race fans, as dependable and true as the name itself.
Put 700 of the world's most powerful horses together, and what do you get? You get out of the way. The Budweiser Ken Schrader stock car. See you at the races.
This CBS Sports Race Summary is sponsored by Beechwood Age Budweiser, the king of beers. This Bud's for you.
After 44 laps, a little over 114 miles, 6 different leaders officially, and more than that unofficially, have swapped the lead officially 6 times, and a lot more than that unofficially. Right now, they're at it again as they go down onto turns 1 and 2 in the 33-degree banking. Sterling Marlin in command as he goes for 3 in a row.
Here comes Jeff Gordon on the inside of Sterling Marlin down the back straightaway.
Well, is Earnhardt going with Gordon, or is he going with Marlin, he's going with Gordon. That's the fast way. Here comes the 6 car also of Mark Martin. Wally Dallenbach down there. Sterling Marlin left out to dry. And Buddy, you called it a little bit ago. Said he didn't think he's going to be able to stay up there all day long. And
take a look at that 43, Ned.
He's a lap down, but he's staying right there with them.
Hamilton took his own line up on the outside with nobody to draft with as he tries to get back in that lead lap. What a ride he gave the 43.
Why do you sell a ticket to sit down here at Talladega? They never use them. They've been standing since the green flag come out, and this is the reason. 3 wide in the corner here.
So it's Gordon Earnhardt, Martin Dallenbach now, followed by Jarrett. Marlin up there to challenge him on the outside. Ward Burton there helping Marlin a bit. And just behind them, Bobby Hamilton still trying to get back in that lead lap.
Well, these cars are going to have to be careful here with Marlin and Jarrett running side by side. Those front 4 out there are single file. They're going to get away if they aren't careful.
And that's just exactly what they want to do. Snap the whip and leave the rest of the field many more car lengths than that behind. Interesting situation. Running at the time of day we are, it's going to change how things look out there. And will that make any difference to these drivers as we get down through this thing? I know they're all talking about using different visors for this race, buddy.
Yeah, you know, so many of them had talked about using a clear visor, and now the sun is out, and I'm sure the glare will be pretty bad later on in the race as they start into turn 3 and turn into the sun off turn 4.
Here is Jeff Gordon. Now you're riding with Waltrip. Here's Waltrip fighting that sun, lending off that helmet. Chrome helmet.
I bet it's not bothering old DW though. He's got a good run going today, and for those people that said he wouldn't race anymore, forget that. He's run hard all day long.
10th place right now for Darrell Waltrip. And back they come to complete lap number 47. 47 laps are complete with just one caution, 125 miles. Gordon leading. Here's Dick Berggren.
Ken, right now the crews in pit road are all watching to see what's going on as they develop strategy for this race today. Jeff Gordon on that first pit stop took only 2 tires. Doesn't seem to have bothered him at all. He's in the lead. Dale Jarrett is currently running around 6th and 7th. He took no tires at all. Didn't seem to hurt him any. Jeremy Mayfield, remember him? He started on the pole. He took 4 tires. That rocketed him all the way back in the tail end of the serial order. He's only been able to muster his way about mid-pack so far. Tires do not seem to be an issue, and the crews are taking notes.
We heard some of the notes that Larry McReynolds took. Talking about moving the trailer.
You think he ever looked in the mirror, watch his head, looking in that mirror to see where everybody's at. He's looking at his line around this racetrack, but he's also looking to see where Earnhardt might make his move on him.
Earnhardt lying there in 2nd spot. Great Southern rider Benny Phillips once said that Earnhardt is a combination of General Patton, the tank commander, and Dennis the Menace. I'm not sure which is about to attack, but he's there. Meanwhile, Marlin is coming back in another time.
Here comes Wally Dallenbach with him. They should be able to make the move on Martin down going into turn 3.
Into 3rd goes Sterling Marlin. To 4th, number 15, Wally Dallenbach. And Ward Burton comes back into it again.
So it didn't take those other cars to catch up with those 4 that were up front running in single file. Once they got single file behind them, they just ran right up on them.
Coming by to complete 49 laps with Jeff Gordon now in command. CBS Sports coverage of the DieHard 500 will continue after this message and a word from your local station.
Goodyear AquaTread revolutionized wet traction design. Now Goodyear introduces the first tire with a lifetime tread life warranty. The new all-season InfiniTread. Its tread is guaranteed for as long as you own your car. Call 1-800-GOODYEAR.
Right now, get a $40 introductory manufacturer's rebate from Goodyear when you buy 4 InfiniTread radials, Goodyear's longest-wearing passenger tire. That's $40 on 4 Goodyear InfiniTreads. But hurry, this Goodyear offer ends soon.
The world's top golfers tangle with some of the truest and fastest greens on the PGA Tour. The Buick Open. Coming up next on CBS.
Look out, Metro Detroit.
It's coming.
Even more big-time TV on 62 CBS. This fall, big-time TV means big afternoon comedies like Mad About You. That's right.
Hunt 62 at 5 for Mad About You.
And Mad About You joins another favorite.
Me, Jerome Seinfeld.
Punch 62 afternoon laughs.
Mad About You and Seinfeld this fall on 62 CBS. Big time TV.
Having trouble getting the family to eat wheat bread? Try butter-topped, home-pride wheat. They'll love the soft texture and light, thin crust. You'll love the nutrition. Only 1 gram of fat and cholesterol-free. Hey, looks like you figured out how to get the family to like wheat bread. Home Pride Wheat, the taste that brings healthy bread home.
Lions Redskins, Friday at midnight on 62 CBS.
CBS Sports coverage of the DieHard 500 is sponsored by Sears DieHard, the official battery of NASCAR. Goodyear, #1 in tires. And by Texaco Havoline Formula 3 motor oil, controls volatility and fights vaporization.
Caution hung out on lap 58. They report debris up in turn 3.
Pit stops taking place. The leaders are all coming in. First, second, and third on the left of your screen. The overall look of pit road right now. Mike Joy.
Robert Larkins has Sterling Marlin's car in the air. Ronald Queen and Mark Prater changing the tires that Zeke Lester brought across the wall. Henry Benfield has the first can of gas in. Tom Hagee working that second can. He is done. Left side done. Quick stop for Tony Glover's crew.
But Gordon is coming out first. Looked to me like Robert Presley got out there quick, too.
I don't think he either didn't take on any tires or took on 2, but remember, he changed 4 tires during the last caution.
Dick Berggren.
Well, Gordon, despite the speed with which that stop transpired, Ken, had a lousy pit stop. He first overshot his pit, had to put the car in gear, back it up again. Then they had a hard time getting the tires on, but he still managed to make it out of there in 18.77. Took 2 tires. David Hobbs?
Well, I was down here in the Dale Jarrett pit, and they made a magnificent stop, changed all 4 tires, gassed it up, and they got out in record time. Nothing went wrong, so he didn't lose any track position at all. Good stop for the Dale Jarrett team.
Still under caution, ready for resumption of the DieHard 500. While we have a moment, let's go back to Thursday night. 3 drivers were inducted into the Talladega, Alabama Walk of Fame. Cale Yarborough, Ernie Irvan, and the late Alan Kulwicki. For Yarborough, it was a special honor bestowed upon the 3-time champion.
In my trophy room at home, I have a big plaque that's signed by the governor of Alabama. I forgot here what year it was. Donnie Allison, Bobby Allison, Neil Bonnet, and Red Farmer, I believe. And it says that I'm an honorary member of the Alabama gang.
And today that honorary member sits on top his hauler, supervising Jeremy Mayfield.
Bobby Hamilton deployed on the inside, trying to get his lap back on the outside. It's Andretti, followed by Presley, Martin, Gordon, Terry Labonte, Schrader. The 3 Hendrick cars lined up nose to tail on this restart in 4th, 5th, and 6th. Bobby Hamilton slides right back in behind the 19 of Loy Allen. He's being shown on the very tail end of the lead lap. He is not a lap down as we come to this portion of the race, but he's about to be.
The 3rd car in this group right here is the leader right now, John Andretti, as he heads down the back straightaway. I'm sure they're going to try to move. As you see him start on the inside there, Robert Presley moved to the outside, and Mark Martin stayed up high with him.
Loy Allen on the tail end of that lead lap, and look at Robert Presley trying to get that nose of the number 33, getting some help from Mark Martin, Ned.
Mark made a good move, dipped down in behind Robert Presley.
You can see Jeff Gordon coming with this 3 as they pull away just a little bit down the front straightaway.
Coming by to complete 62 of 188 laps. Front of the field. Coming through the tri-oval and down to the line with Robert Presley in front, Mark Martin in 2nd, Jeff Gordon in 3rd, and up to 4th moves Terry Labonte, and then they stack them 3 and 4 wide behind these leaders.
Here comes Jeff Gordon. He's running right behind Mark Martin as they start off the corner. You can see Terry Labonte running in 3rd there in the number 5 car.
Boy, Andretti got himself caught in the middle there, and and really was about to be squeezed out off turn 2. But everything came through okay.
Look at Earnhardt in a draft with Sterling Marlin down on the bottom, making his way up toward these leaders. There they are. And look at Rusty Wallace making his way into this group.
Man, he must have had a super pit stop.
He usually does. He always has a good pit stop, and yes, that put him right up near the front.
So they come to the stripe this time. The leader belongs to Martin, and then it's Jeff Gordon. Terry Labonte going for third, falling to fourth. Now staying in third, it's Earnhardt. Then Terry Labonte in fourth, Sterling Marlin in fifth. And continuing to close on the leaders. Here comes Rusty Wallace. He said he was going to be strong today.
Here comes Earnhardt, too, on the inside of Jeff Gordon, and he has a fast bunch with him as they start to move down the back straightaway.
Wally Dallenbach is there in seventh as well. Earnhardt going for the lead. Made it. Here comes Terry Labonte down to the bottom. Coming with him, Sterling Marlin and Rusty Wallace right there. Wallace, the victim of that disastrous crash at a finish here in Talladega. Looks like he's got it back together today. And look at Wally Dallenbach sticking with him on the bottom.
Still appears that Low Groove is the fastest one right now. Mark Martin caught up on the outside there.
He's got a fast car just behind him, though. That's Jeff Gordon. We'll see if he can hold on to what they have right now down the back straightaway. You see the fourth car there. That's Rusty Wallace. He moves to the inside to bring some help with him.
Putting a bit of a block down on Dallenbach, and Jarrett had scooted beneath him, beneath Dallenbach. Now here's Jarrett up. So the front three, Earnhardt, Labonte, Sterling Marlin. And take a look at this rush hour traffic.
Just don't,
caught in the middle that time.
It just don't get any prettier than this. Look back at, you're riding with Mark Martin, looking straight back at Jeff Gordon. Just below him is Dale Jarrett as they go through turn 2 now and start down the back straightaway.
Mark Martin giving you these great pictures as he rides out there in that front group looking back at Gordon. I believe Gordon's picked up a spot to put him in fifth. Let's count him down here. Into six. Wallace now into fourth, Sterling Marlin third, and in second it's Terry Labonte with Earnhardt, the leader of the pack. Heavy shadows up there in turns 3 and 4. Here they come for the tri-oval, and you see another counter being tried on the outside. Trying to make a move and come along is Mark Martin with Gordon and Jarrett. Let's go to Mike Joy.
Ken, they made a very small change on Rusty Wallace's car. Half a pound of air pressure, half a round of wedge. That was all it took to get that thing right back into contention. That plus that very fast pit stop.
Taking a look here in this 6th place war.
A little push there.
How do you do?
You do that in the draft many times. I've actually went up and just kind of nudge them to get them moving down the back straightaway. You can pick up 100 to 200 RPMs going down through there, just barely touching the car in front of you.
Further back 3 wide. Look at Ricky Rudd on the high side, Ernie Irvin down low, and Robert Presley in the middle of that war. 13, 14, 15. And how about 3 wide for the lead? Sterling Marlin goes to the bottom, going to turn 1 to retake first place. Earnhardt going into second. Labonte falling to third. We'll be back with more in a moment.
A car engine has as little as 1/1000th of an inch of motor oil protecting its parts. But friction and heat can make motor oil become volatile and vaporize, weakening its ability to protect vital parts. Texaco Haviland Formula 3 is formulated to control volatility, fight vaporization, and provide complete engine protection, no matter what you drive.
Add more life to your car. Take it to the star.
With new spark plugs, you get improved performance for a while. But only Bosch Platinum has a pure platinum center electrode that's heat fused. So Bosch Platinum reaches its self-cleaning temperature faster for full engine power and improved fuel efficiency over a longer performance life. which means you'll replace a lot of other things before you change your Bosch Platinums. Bosch Platinum, the ultimate spark plug.
When Ron Hornaday Jr. is on the track in his Napa brake parts truck, he doesn't even think about stopping.
Man, Ron's flying today. Hey, it's Earnhardt. Your wife called. Said something about an anniversary.
But when Ron hits the street, he relies on Napa brake parts. Because like all Napa parts, they're as good as you can get. Napa, we keep America running and stopping.
Up to 75 laps, 199.5 miles, broaching the 200-mile mark, aiming toward halfway. 94 and 94, the distance in this race. It'll be official at 94 plus 1. Earnhardt to the inside. No thank you.
I don't think so. You could see Sterling just kind of move down the lane. He is the leader, and he can protect the lead. He's really not cutting him off that much.
We expect it's going to go like this the entire distance. It is such an unbelievable event when you come to Talladega to see them run for 500 miles. Those stars to the Winston Cup back again with Marlin first, and there you're riding with Dale Earnhardt in that second position. His quest to do what no man has ever done, and that is win that 8th Winston Cup championship, tied with Richard Petty at 7.
You see this first 5 cars here running along, and just behind them, Ernie Irvan is making his way back toward the front. You see Sterling checking back to the inside there as Earnhardt tried to make a move on the inside.
Dallenbach is in that pack. Wally Dallenbach is also giving this number 15 car a great ride right behind Ernie Irvan.
Yeah, Ernie just passed him the last time through turns 1 and 2, but he is hanging right in there with the lead pack.
You get so used to see them go so fast, buddy, and drive so well, and then when something happens, it just seems impossible. First, it seems impossible they can drive this close together, run this hard, keep that much pressure on each other. Ooh, who's got hung out to dry there?
Ernie Irvan went by Mark Martin.
Oh, what are we doing on the nostril?
Outside, so
did you tell Gary?
Up front, going for the lead. We've got a battle for first place again, and here comes Earnhardt into first place. Marlin relegated to second. Jarrett's in third.
Well, just about the time we said everybody's happy just sitting there riding there. Now side by side down the front group from third back is just a scramble at the moment.
So Earnhardt's done it. He's pulled himself back into the lead. He'd been shuffling. He was getting a little yancy. Wanted to get himself up there for a crack at first place for a while. Look at this 3 wide. There's Dallenbach in the middle. Here's another 3 wide.
That's a pack of cars right behind those front 10.
Robert Presley in that group. He's running at 12.
That's Kyle Petty in the 42 there on the bottom, making it 3 wide.
Kyle Petty's done a great job. He's pulled himself up into the top 15.
And Jeff Gordon has passed Sterling Marlin, and so has Dale Jarrett. Gordon was in 4th, so he moves on up to 2nd now.
Getting shuffled back, Sterling Marlin. As they come by this time, Marlin's on the tail end of this group. Back to 7th goes Sterling. Jeff Gordon goes after his nemesis, the guy that called him Wonder Boy. Got that in mind right now.
Wonder where he's at. Right on your tail.
Here's Mike.
Wally Dallenbach in crusty old Bud Moore's Ford has been really right up there. Jimmy Means the crew chief, and Wally's having quite a day.
Yes, Mike, that car's always run well. You know, he's drafted well. We didn't qualify that good, but he gets a little air to run up front.
Well, it'll certainly run in the draft. Look for big things from this team, Ken. They tested at Watkins Glen Tuesday, fell right off the truck and ran right on the lap record.
The number 15 out of Bud Moore Racing. Buddy Baker won 2 races for that fella.
Currently in 8th place. Now the 7 cars up front are beginning to pull away just a little bit. 7 cars there, and then there's a 4-car draft right behind them. You can see how the distance is as they go into turn 1.
And then there's a pretty good distance back to the next group. That second pack, you see them there trying to collect that first group once again. Dallenbach, Rudd, Lake Speed on the end of it, and there's that third pack of cars. And that's the biggest interval there is in this race.
Yeah, and they're going to lose the ground running side by side. We've said that several times, but boy, it's never truer than you see here at Talladega when cars start running side by side with the cars up front running in single file.
80 laps, 212 miles have been completed on this 2.6-mile high bank, biggest oval in North America, Talladega Speedway.
Every few years, the world gathers to witness an unparalleled sports spectacle, the Truckathlon. And to compete, you have to have a Ford Ranger 4x4, because you'll need its switch-on 4-wheel drive for truck long jump. It's 4-wheel anti-lock brakes for truck discus. And it's whopping 4-liter V6 for truck hurdles. The Ford Ranger 4x4. You can't win without one.
Next event, truck pole vault.
Yes! Everything you've ever read or anybody's ever said about Darlington is true and then some. Things happen quick. Trouble happens quick. You know, it's a tough racetrack to race on. You look at the wall and see all the tire marks, see all the places people's made mistakes. You have to drive it to understand how tough it is and what they mean when they say too tough to tame.
Busch Beer is proud to bring you the great tracks in NASCAR, now featuring the Darlington Raceway.
You're on the edge all the time here. I mean on the edge.
There are those who worry about the future. And those who don't have to.
What do you get when you cross a high-quality conventional motor oil with an advanced formula synthetic? A revolutionary oil that protects better than regular oils, yet costs less than full synthetics. DuraBlend from Valvoline. Valvoline's the #1 choice of top mechanics.
Goodyear AquaTread revolutionized wet traction design. Now Goodyear introduces the first tire with a lifetime tread life warranty. The new all-season InfiniTread. Its tread is guaranteed for as long as you own your car. Call 1-800-GOODYEAR.
Right now, get a $40 introductory manufacturer's rebate from Goodyear when you buy 4 InfiniTread radials, Goodyear's longest wearing passenger tire. That's $40 on 4 Goodyear InfiniTreads. But hurry, this Goodyear offer ends soon.
This CBS Sports Race Summary is sponsored by Goodyear, #1 in tires.
85 laps, 221 miles complete in the DieHard 500. 9 leaders, 12 lead changes, and the speed reduced by 3 caution periods of 20 laps to 144 miles per hour.
Counting down to halfway. 8 to the halfway. 8 laps.
A long way to go through that halfway mark.
Schrader'd like that 10 grand. He's hungry. And still, Earnhardt has the field covered. But here comes Irvin looking outside on the man who gave him a break. Whoa, Jeff Purvis just scraped the wall in the 44. Jeff Purvis stepping out of it a bit here after he touched the wall running 23rd. Here we go for that battle up in front. This is a beauty.
Here comes Gordon on the bottom side. Ernie Irvin's there in the 28 car on the inside. Dale Earnhardt, Mark Martin on the outside, down the front straightaway.
Now remember, they're still 7 laps to halfway. They're just practicing perhaps.
Oh yeah, they got to see what they can do. Here comes Gordon down on the inside, 3 deep going into the turn.
Practice my eye. Those guys are racing.
And Jarrett tries to follow Gordon, but can't quite clear Earnhardt. And here will come Sterling Marlin down on the inside of both of them. He'll make it 3 deep down the backstretch. Marlin, believe me, is to the left of the car of Jarrett there. And there he goes.
Here comes Marlin with Wallace. Wallace pulling up on the inside. Marlin for second. Wallace trying for third. See Schrader deployed just really number 3.
That's right. You're never going to be clear in the middle. Jeff Purvis takes his car to the garage area.
You see Jeff Gordon there leading. If he'll stay right in the middle of those 2 packs of cars coming up behind him, they cannot close on him. He won't throw as much draft. If he moves to the right, he'll pick him up. If he moves to the left, he'll bring that bottom line with him. He didn't listen. They're coming.
From Dale Jarrett, looking to the front of the field.
Did we lead a lap, Robert? Did we lead a lap? Let me get a man. Al. Did we lead a while ago? Did we lead a lap? Okay.
Well, it don't on our scoreboard. It doesn't show that they led a lap. So,
but we've had 14 lead changes among 9 drivers so far.
Well, lots of lead changes.
Remember when there was just 10 in a row right there not long ago? Now they're 3 wide going into turn 1. I tell you what an automobile race.
Yeah, those 7 had begun to pull away, and then we had 10 get up in there, and they still were pulling away, and then all of a sudden the whole crowd was right back up there with them as they got to racing with each other up front, and that's what happens.
And Gordon gets himself a bit of a break. Give it 6 car lengths, and then watch it evaporate. Here comes Earnhardt after it, cuts it down. Marlin on the inside in third. Ernie Irvan now takes third away. And here comes Schrader, still looking for that first win since 1991. He looks in top form today. E-Wide Racing, Terry Labonte up on the outside of the number 5, back there in 12th spot. Sanderson with Dallenbach and all the rest.
That's Ward Burton in the center, along with Kyle Petty. Kyle gets himself down. He said, I don't like this center position.
All of this at 190 miles per hour. All of this in the DieHard 500. Look at Ward Burton, John Andretti on the inside, then Ward. Terry Labonte, who loves that high line, just stays out there. Ooh, just sliding in front of him there was Ward Burton.
4 laps ago, Terry Labonte in the 5 car was all the way up to 3rd spot. Now he must be, let's see where he's at. Terry Labonte has moved back to 13th. That's just getting out of line 1 time.
Earnhardt collecting. Gordon right back on his rear bumper. Dick Burton.
You guys in the booth keep talking about how strong Dale Earnhardt's car is, and I really wonder. That's a car that was used by Mike Skinner. Actually, it was used by Childers to give Mike Skinner some practice on super speedways. They ran it.
Oh, here's trouble.
Trouble on the race.
Dale Jarrett and Lake Speed gets together. Let's see if Jarrett can get it back up on the bank without spinning.
What a drive. Yes, he does. What a wonderful recovery.
Unbelievable. It looked like he was headed head on for the concrete, and I don't think he ever lifted. He just had such great control, and it had to be some throttle control and some wheel control, and he's right back in it again.
Woo. Took my breath away.
He came out of the tri-oval. He just missed this little spot of water here at the exit of pit road. Came down through this safety apron, which they paved. Well, he's lost a few spots, but it looked like he was going to lose an entire rig right there. Back they come. Lap 92, working toward 94. Halftime. And the halftime will be a millisecond as they strike the line. Take a look at what just happened in this giant draft as they battled up in front.
Lake Speed and Dale Jarrett starts to go on the inside of Lake Speed. Looks like he clips Lake just a little bit. Look how crossways Lake's car got. And then Jarrett all the way down on the flat part of the surface there. And all those cars coming in there, but yet he gets it back up on the bank. Rusty Wallace slows down, lets him get back up there, and then Rusty goes by on the outside.
Now watch from Dale Jarrett's view. Ooh.
Well, you're not supposed to be seeing those cars that way.
That's the wrong angle.
He made it.
And he's in 16th position.
Mid-race payoff time is here. This is the lap that'll take us to halfway, and a $10,000 bonus for the leader of this lap. There goes Sterling Marlin down to the inside, challenging Ernie Irvan for third. It's Gordon in first, Earnhardt in second. 7 cars in this lead pack. Both of the Burton brothers are up there. Jeff Burton and Ward Burton putting on a great show. On the tail end is Terry Labonte. Any one of the 7 can take the 10 grand when they come back to the start line. Out of turn 4, down for the tri-oval. Gordon in first, Earnhardt in second. Let's see if it'll change. Here comes Earnhardt to the inside. Irvan has come back into third. Now he cuts it low. He's going back to the bottom to see if there's anything there. As they come to the stripe, it will be Jeff Gordon leading at halfway in the DieHard 500. 94 of 188 complete. What a race.
I told Dale when he was a little boy, what you need to win is to get the right people behind you, speak softly, and carry a big, heavy foot.
Get race quality service with quality care at Ford and Lincoln Mercury dealers.
After the other day, I have a whole new appreciation for Advil. You see, I used Tylenol for headaches, but with this new job, my headaches were really bad. They were just too much for Tylenol, even extra strength. I was telling my doctor about these headaches. She said definitely Advil. On tough headaches, 2 Advil work better than any 2 extra strength Tylenol. Was she right? Advil just works better.
Advil, advanced medicine for pain.
Making it to the pros takes a certain level of excellence, the experience to get the job done right, and a reputation for quality. Like quality Autolite spark plugs from CarQuest. Dependable and clean spark plugs are the key to sure starts and smooth running engines. That's why the pros turn to CarQuest and Autolite. So for the best possible performance, install what the pros install. CarQuest. Welcome to the pros.
Back in the 1996 DieHard 500 at lap 97 here at Talladega.
Terry Labonte has said Talladega is the only place where the finish is closer than the start. And we may see that before the day is over.
I love that.
Here's Earnhardt down on the inside once again as Irvan tries to go up on the outside.
Here comes Jeff Burton. Jeff Burton making a move on the inside there.
Going to shuffle Ernie Irvan back a little bit. Now here comes Ken Schrader up behind Irvan. Let's see if that'll help him as Mark Martin goes by. Wally Dallenbach still right in there. That's not Wally Dallenbach. That is Jeff Burton.
Earnhardt to the inside on Gordon. There you go for first place once again. And here comes Burton up into second. And this crowd is cheering to that one.
Hooray for Bill Davis Racing, the 22 there. They've had a up and down year, but right now I bet you one thing, Ward Burton saying, man, I love this race car because it is working in the corners.
Indeed it is. It's up to second spot. There's Ernie Irvan peeling off on the bottom. Back there in fifth. Coming under Gordon, going for fourth.
Yeah, Ernie got caught up on the outside there and got past, so he decided maybe I better get out on the inside.
They didn't sit down that lap. They usually get at least 5 or 10 seconds to get themselves safely back into those seats before they jump up again.
Well, Jeff Burton was very, very high, but he got back in line. Now Ernie Irvan falls back in behind Ward Burton. Now he decides he wants to go down on the inside, make a pass. And Terry Labonte is trying to come with him. And there goes Sterling Marlin up on the high side.
At 190 miles an hour, they just don't quit. The boys got to have fun. And that's what they're having at Talladega. Look at Robert Presley moving on, coming up from 8th.
You're riding with Jeff Gordon as he goes side by side with Robert Presley down into the dog leg here, headed toward turn 1.
Earnhardt, Irvan, Terry Labonte. All those front 3 spots. Let's go to David Hobbs.
Ward Burton making a run for the front of this race, and he's got a burnt foot. He's had it now for some laps. He came in on that last pit stop, complained about a blister already forming on his foot, And you can imagine Buddy Baker and Ned Jarrett more than anybody just how painful that foot's going to be. He's got another hour and a half of racing to go yet, and he's already blistered. He's in big pain, but doesn't seem to be slowing down any.
Indeed, he's hanging right on to those leaders, Earnhardt, Irvin, and Terry Labonte in that car number 22.
One thing about it, if he has a blistered foot, it won't hurt near as bad running for the lead if he was back there running terribly. Right now, his foot is not the main concern. I'd bet on that.
Keeping his feet in the fire and in fourth place, Ward Burton. How hot is it down there on the floorboards of these cars now?
Well, the temperature coming out the exhaust pipes is about 1,400 to 1,500 degrees, and that exhaust pipe is right under his foot. Of course, they tried to put some insulation in there to conduct some of that heat or absorb some of it, but it's still hot. You can very easily fry an egg, no problem about that.
Bernie Irvin. Keep that 28 car up there.
Look at Robert Presley there. He's the 5th car in the frame there, the 33. He's fighting his way to the front. Good run.
There's still 37 cars on the lead lap, and they're all pretty well running together in the lead pack.
Can you believe that we've run 101 laps at this pace? Of course, we had a few laps under caution at the outset because of the rain conditions, but since we've got going, we've covered 231 miles, and it's been racing like this all day. Expect to see the leaders in 9 laps.
You look back through this crowd here, doubling up there. That's Rusty Waller fighting with Sterling Marlin. It hadn't been that long ago since these two cars, the 4 and the 24, Marlin and Gordon were leading this race, but you can see right now they've kind of sorted out. They're running side by side, and they're losing the lead draft right now.
Robert Presley, pretty much the man of the hour out here. The Asheville, North Carolina racer. See him there in that number 33 coming by. Robert Presley finds himself right up there fighting for the front. He's another one that could pull an upset today and win it all, looking for that first win. He was 5th at New Hampshire a couple of weeks back and had a great run that day. It looks like they're getting that car sorted out.
He's got some fast company right on his back bumper there. If they work together, I think they can go right to the front. Jeff Gordon right behind them. These three cars right here, Robert Presley, Sterling Marlin, Jeff Gordon, they can move right to the front if they work together.
Sterling Marlin staying just behind. Oh, we've got big trouble in the corner. Big trouble up on the bank, and they're still collecting them.
Once something gets started, boy, it's usually big here at Talladega.
You could see Ricky Rudd's car all rumpled in the nose, and the rest of them coming to a halt. Hut Strickland's number 8 is down in there. I think that's Johnny Benson. Oh,
you're right. There's Ted Musgrave's car.
That's Dick Trickle just going in the garage area.
Musgrave have been running in 23rd. Won't run any further today, and there's Ricky Rudd.
Oh, what a tough break for him. Ricky standing 5th in the point standings. There's Hut Strickland's car.
Jeremy Mayfield just went by. He has some damage to the nose of his car.
And Joe Nemechek has a flat tire on his car. He's going by. Brett Bodine was involved in it. He goes by with damage on his car.
Bobby Hillen's car is involved, the number 77. The Jasper car is in it. Here's Benson trying to get righted. Accident started in 3, collected them in 4. Ricky Rudd ended up all the way. There's John Andretti's number 37 torn up.
Oh, that's so disappointing for these guys.
Loy Allen, car number 19.
He was running a lap down when this happened. Now he's showing 2 laps down, and looks like they got some problems there. John Andretti coming back with some of the safety folks. What a great run he had today. Took his car right to the front in the first half of it. They want to take him in for a medical checkup after this incident. Major, 12 at least involved.
And as much 2, 3, and even sometimes 4 abreast racing as we've seen here for this long of a period of time. I tell you, they've done some great driving for it not to have happened before.
Hut Strickland's number 8. And here comes the field on the pit road for pit stops under caution. We'll do some pit stops for you and then show you what happened up there. But let's follow these pit stops for a moment. See, Earnhardt is already in as you ride with Dale Jarrett into his pits, and here's David Hawes.
There you see Dale Jarrett pitting now, changing the outside tires, taking on gas. And they're going to change the 4 tires. His bodywork is dinged just slightly in front of the left rear wheel there. He's been tagged by something. Down to Dick Berger.
Well, Dick Trickle is behind the wall here. The 28 car Ernie Irvin has just taken on 4 tires, as has the 24 of Jeff Gordon. This is the first time all day those 2 cars have taken on 4 tires.
Gordon coming back onto the track. Field regrouping. Let's take a look at what happens.
See John Andretti going up there. He hits Dale Jarrett just a little bit. He starts to spin. You see Jimmy Spencer making it by there. Now it's chain reaction behind him.
Dick Trickle, then Ricky Rudd comes into it. And you're right, chain reaction after that.
Keep that up against the wall. It just got through it all.
Keep your eye on Darrell Waltrip. Watch him come through here unscathed, right on the bottom.
Just sort of weaved his way through there like a snake, just slithered right on through.
Another look.
John Andretti was under Dale Jarrett and got into him just a little bit. The back end of his car got loose, and around it went, and then it broke loose.
Does Brett Bodine get caught up in that?
Yes, he does.
Oh, that's just. And I think that was Ward Burton that took that ride on the high side. He was up all the way on top. He got himself through, and look at Waltrip weave his way through this. Waltrip's view of this incident.
Look at him wrecking in front of him now. He's just keeping his car under control, not hitting the brakes, kind of keeping it going. Boy, what a nice piece of work there.
Just hoping he would not get hit from the rear, and sure enough, he didn't.
Ricky Rudd will have to wait another day for his first win of '96. CBS Sports coverage of the DieHard 500 continues after this message and a word from your local station.
All set?
You bet I am. Thanks to you.
A few weeks ago with Jesse, I noticed something. Dandruff. So I told him about Head & Shoulders. Regular shampoos just rinse flakes away. Head & Shoulders helps prevent flakes from even forming.
Because great hair can't have flakes.
Folks, did you know there's one tool that fixes all your undercar service needs? Yep, introducing the Meineke credit card. There's no annual fee, and you don't need to make a payment for 90 days. When it comes to convenience, this card is the champ. I guarantee it.
This week, all new late shows with Danny DeVito, Tom Arnold, Dennis Miller, Rhea Perlman, Nash Bridges, Chief Marin, Dennis Hopper, and Hootie and the Blowfish. This week.
A spy always works alone.
They want us to work together.
That could be dangerous.
We'll have to watch each other's back.
Actually, I'd rather watch...
Don't say it.
My own.
Scott Bakula and Maria Bello star in Mr. and Mrs. Smith. CBS Fridays this fall.
Just cut inside, cut outside. Sometimes you just got to look to the heavens and say, wow.
Got Herman Moore wide open. Got a touchdown. Holy mackerel.
Mitchell back to throw. And steps up. Goes long, open. Paramount. Diving grab at the 1-yard line. Oh, my. Brett
Detroit Lions football. Catch the passion. For Lions season ticket information, call 810-335-4151.
Having trouble getting the family to eat wheat bread? Try butter-topped home pride wheat. They'll love the soft texture and light thin crust. You'll love the nutrition. Only 1 gram of fat and cholesterol-free. Hey, looks like you figured out how to get the family to like wheat bread. Home pride wheat, the taste that brings healthy bread home.
Punch 62 for Mad About You. Weekdays at 5 this fall on 62 CBN.
And the wounded on pit road being administered to. Ricky Rudd has taken his Ford back to the garage area. Another look.
Boy, it don't change. It stays the same. You can see everybody. See all the smoke there. When you start off in there, you cannot see the car in front of you. That's why a chain reaction like that starts.
They tried to get slowed down and can't.
Let's take another look at old DW.
one thing we had, we could clean our camera where you could see what was going on. His windshield wasn't like that. It was like that camera that you were looking at. So he was very, very lucky through here.
They're doing some surgery on the Dick Trickle ride, number 90, the Donlady car. Let's join Dick Berggren.
Well, Dick Trickle, you've just taken a lap of this car wreck, whatever this is. How bad is it?
Well, you know, the Highland Mar car, I'm telling you, it was running good. We're real competitive. You know, we put 4 tires on, got way to the back, and we got back up to the top 6 or so. And we'll just be bopping around. It had a real good car. I'm sure we'd have had a top 5 finish. Because I was just playing the game, you know, holding and folding, and that's what you got to do. And some of them idiots out there, I just don't understand it. They were real good after the first yellow. They all calmed down, drove some nice lines and everything. Then all of a sudden, they just they must not be able to remember very well. But you know, they said in the driver's meeting that everybody should try to have some respect for each other. And I was just a victim of getting caught up in a wreck about 4 cars ahead of me. A couple guys got together, and you know, it just gathered us all up. But we'll be back.
Just bebopping around, and he got beat up big time, Ken.
13 cars got gathered up in this melee. As you look at it again, back on lap 103. It seemed to begin around John Andretti's car, and David's with John right now. David?
Well, I'm with John Andretti, who was involved in that schmozzle up at turn 2. What happened, John?
Well, I just, when getting into turn 3, I lost the back end of my race car, and it just got up, got loose, and I just feel really bad for my team and all the teams that are involved. It's real unfortunate, but it was my mistake, and you know, I guess I accept the blame for what happened.
The car was running pretty strong before that.
Yeah, we had been a little bit loose all day, and depending on what other cars did around you, what the car would do, and I was pretty. That's why I dropped back a little bit, because I was a little bit more comfortable running there, and you know, just over the bumps in turn 3, it's a little bit rough, and it just got away from me.
Nothing more needs to be said. John Andretti just said it all. There are the standings as we get ready to resume the 1996 DieHard 500 at Talladega.
Goodyear AquaTread revolutionized wet traction design. Now Goodyear introduces the first tire with a lifetime tread life warranty. The new all-season InfiniTread. Its tread is guaranteed for as long as you own your car. Call 1-800-GOODYEAR.
Right now, get a $40 introductory manufacturer's rebate from Goodyear when you buy 4 InfiniTread radials, Goodyear's longest-wearing passenger tire. That's $40 on 4 Goodyear InfiniTreads. But hurry, this Goodyear offer ends soon.
There is a sport as American as the automobile. It's a sport that never went on strike. And when its players want more money, well, they just get out and race for it. For these reasons and a million others, millions love it like no other. The official battery of NASCAR salutes its die-hard race fans, as dependable and true as the name itself.
On the battleground called motorsports, no one can claim success like Ford. Because no one races and wins in more places than Ford. But have you seen what we're doing with all the winnings?
As little as 1/1000th of an inch of motor oil separates your car's engine parts, but friction and heat can make motor oil become volatile and vaporized, weakening its ability to protect expensive parts. Texaco Havoline Formula 3 controls volatility, fights vaporization, and provides complete engine protection, no matter what you drive.
Add more life to your car. Take it to the star.
Get a Dream Team basketball with a 12-quart Havoline Formula 3 or 6-quart Havoline Synthetic purchase.
This CBS Sports Race Summary is sponsored by Texaco Havoline Formula 3 Motor Oil. Controls volatility and fights vaporization.
After 110 of 188 laps, 9 different leaders, 17 lead changes, 27 laps of caution, keeping the speed at 148, and 28 cars in the lead lap. Ready for resumption of racing here at Talladega in the DieHard 500. They'll complete 111 laps, 295 miles as they take green with Mark Martin in front, Ward Burton in second, Earnhardt third, Presley fourth, Gordon fifth, Terry Labonte sixth, Rusty Wallace seventh, followed by Sterling Marlin, Ernie Irvan, and Ken Schrader in the top 10. Green is out. Spencer's in 11th. Jeff Burton is 12th. Lake Speed 13th. Derek Cope up to 14th. Wally Dallenbach 15th. Kyle Petty in 16th. Bill Elliott to 17th. And Darrell Waltrip, after that maneuver, finds himself in 28th position on this restart. Mark Martin has the lead. Ward Burton, another one of those dark horses, right there in second place. Will this be his day to win his first Winston Cup race?
He has run strong all day long. Now he's trying on the outside of Mark Martin. I don't think Mark knew he was there for a moment. And they touched a little bit. Earnhardt had to back off. Didn't know which one to follow. So he's going to stay with Martin.
No, he's going on his own on the inside there. You see Earnhardt going right on by, and Robert Presley's going with him.
It's going to be Earnhardt. Earnhardt takes the lead for the 6th time in this DieHard 500. He lost the lead just 9 laps ago. Robert Presley continues to be one of the most impressive stories here today. He continues to fight his way through this field. He slashed his way back into second spot. Gordon stays third. Ward Burton falls to fourth. Sterling Marlin in fifth, but only for a moment, because here comes Terry Labonte with Rusty Wallace on the bottom.
And there's Dale Jarrett right behind Mark Martin. He started 22nd. He picked off 12 cars that one lap.
It looks like he can go when he needs to. Look at Schrader on the very top there with his zebra striped red car there. He don't mind running that outside groove. He's done it all day.
Bobby Hamilton still staying right in the thick of things, although he's a lap down in 29th. That's right, 28 cars in the lead lap. And look at Elliott in the 94. 14th position.
Yeah, that's the highest Bill's been today. He's worked and worked and got himself up there in good position.
He's coming up on Mark Martin right now as they sort him out in the back straightaway. Earnhardt for the moment in front. Robert Presley into second. Jeff Gordon has third. Terry Labonte to fourth. And Rusty Wallace down on the bottom slides along up into fifth spot. 3 wide back here. There you have Schrader on the outside in the 25. He's in 12th position. Dallenbach in the 15 and 11th, just barely in front of him. Ricky Craven is staying 21st in this race. Bobby Labonte 22nd, and Jeremy Mayfield is back in 23rd. I've been giving them a call for some time.
There's the 2 team cars, 3rd and 4th. The 24 of Jeff Gordon, right behind him Terry Labonte. They took a look on the inside of Robert Presley. I wouldn't be surprised to see them make a move down the back straightaway if they can.
What a statement by Andy Petrie being made here as crew chief on that number 33. But here comes Gordon to the inside, and he weaves his way around Presley. With him comes his teammate Terry Labonte, and it's going to be Jeff Gordon going back out in front. Chevrolet's running 1, 2, 3 for the moment.
Well, what a move by Gordon. Ducked down on the inside, shot all the way up to the outside, and is he going to lead this lap?
I don't. Looks like Earnhardt.
Going to be close.
Could be either one as they come to the line.
Photo finish, as far as I'm concerned, on that lap.
For lap 115.
Pays nothing, but pays nothing, as a matter of fact.
But pride.
Because each of them already has 5 bonus points for leading, so that didn't matter.
Here comes Sterling Marlin looking on the inside of Rusty Wallace down the back straightaway. Look at the oil dry blowing up as they start by down the back straightaway there. Marlin is strong.
That last lead change marking is number 19 in this event. We're 308 miles into the DieHard 500. For the lead, you have Earnhardt in front, Marlin in second. And now Ernie Irvan is back to third. And guess who? Dale Jarrett comes into fourth. Gordon to fifth. Jarrett had that wild ride after he connected with Lake Speed right in this area of the track. Slid down along, picked it right back up, put it back in the race. I'm impressed by Bobby Hamilton, a lap down, and he hasn't given an inch to anybody all day. Still trying to make up that lap.
Yeah, he has run with the leaders. Unfortunately, he had a green flag pit stop, got a lap down, and just simply has not been able to make it up.
Robert Presley here in the 33 car. Rides just in front of Mark Martin.
Here comes Sterling on the outside past Earnhardt as they go into turn 3, and you see the 28 car of Ernie Irvin just behind him, Dale Jarrett.
Presley was back there in 10th spot on those shots that you saw. Now back with the leaders. Earnhardt on the inside and Sterling Marlin outside.
And Ernie going with Earnhardt down on the inside. That's going to hit. Oh, he got trouble.
Terrible crash. Front of the field all torn up. Earnhardt's car destroyed. A major crash. Sterling Marlin taking off the gloves. Earnhardt's number 3. Head on into the wall at 190 miles an hour.
He almost got upside down. That car got very high off the ground.
That's Ward Burton there. You can see the very top of his car. It's moving again on its own power.
Brett Bodine involved again, it looks like.
There's another car resting just to the inside of Earnhardt's that's absolutely gone. That is the Marlin car. Whole side gone, front end bashed in.
Kenny Schrader.
Ricky Craven getting back underway.
Kenny Schrader was involved. Wally Dallenbach was involved.
Wow, that was frightening.
A tremendous hit on the Earnhardt car. Sterling Marlin looking over number 4, which is just down the track on the inside about 75 feet.
That car wasted.
That
totally
car
wasted.
Gone.
That good car that's won so many races for him. Dale Earnhardt still in his car.
Earnhardt fighting for the lead going into turn number 1.
Greg Sachs.
Greg Sachs' car has been collected in this wreck. 29 cars going back toward the garage area, but we're watching here with all of you as they administer to Dale Earnhardt.
This is the crew watching on TV, just like you guys are. They're watching to see how Dale is in the car.
Just hoping and praying he'll get out of there on his own in a moment.
70 career wins for the 7-time Winston Cup champion. And they're going to cut him out of the car. 5-time winner of this race. Dale Earnhardt has crashed and crashed as hard as we've seen him crash in years, since a knockdown he had at Daytona in practice for the Grand National car once. Sterling Marlin walking back down the track toward the pit area. They continue to clear the track. That's Greg Sachs out of his car. Derek Cope's number 12 was also collected in this wreck. Derek wasn't here for the first day of practice. His dad had suffered a heart attack and he had gone home at that time. He was back here and running well. Richard Childress looking on, the car owner. And Dale Earnhardt is coming out of his car.
that he left gingerly. You just gotta drop. You gotta sit there, okay?
And Earnhardt is on his feet. Dale Earnhardt attempting to walk to the ambulance. Never, never doubt that cliche about Dale Earnhardt. One tough customer gives the thumbs up as he walks away from one of the worst incidents in his racing career. Let's join Mike Joy down on pit road. Mike?
Larry McReynolds is here. He's holding hammer and body tools, waiting for this race to get restarted to fix the right front of Ernie's car. What happened?
Well, you know, obviously it was hard for us to see, but it looked like we was on the low lane, and it scared me to death because I seen Ernie all the way down on the apron. So he had his left side wheels down, so there was he could not go no further. And looked like Sterling just come down on us, got us in the right front, and unfortunately him and Dale Earnhardt come out on the raw end. Hate it happened, but you can only go so low on this racetrack, and you know, you can lift, but if you lift, you get passed by a whole freight train. So we got a little right front damage. We'll fix it on this pit stop. It's going to cost us some track position, but we just do the best we can. Still got a lot of racing to go.
After that brutal accident, it seems inconceivable that Earnhardt walked to that ambulance. Let's take a look at what happened to Dale Earnhardt and the rest of the field here in turn one as they battle for the lead. Ned?
Well, you can see Earnhardt is leading. Ernie Irvan trying to pass the 4-car of Sterling Marlin, touches him, shoots the left front of Marlin's car down into Earnhardt. Earnhardt into the wall, and then since they were at the front of the pack, lots of other cars came along and got involved.
Earnhardt rolling over in that incident. Another angle.
Boy, as close as it, you see Earnhardt's car gets upside down and gets hit there by
a
That's Robert Presley. That's Robert Presley in the 33 got into Earnhardt when he was upside down there.
But Cope was the first one, got him in the roof. Derek Cope in that 12 tangled with him as well as it was spinning and crashing. From the in-car camera of Dale Earnhardt at 190 miles per hour approaching turn 1. Sterling Marlin's pictures of this incident. And Sterling okay after that one. Dale Earnhardt has at least a broken collarbone. Another look.
Well, you can see the 28 and the 4-car touch, and the 4-car gets into the right rear of Earnhardt, shoots him right straight into the wall. Earnhardt's car gets on its roof, gets hit first by Derek Cope, and then the car 33 of Robert Presley comes along and hits him as well. And lots of other cars get involved. Simply nowhere to go. When you got that many cars running at that speed, that was the fastest part of the racetrack. When they came just past the start-finish line, well, there's going to be some big damage, and there certainly was.
Mark Martin spinning through it.
Boy, he had to be glad when he looked up and saw that he hadn't felt it hit anything, and then all of a sudden here comes a car right in front of him. That was Greg Sachs, but he dodges him and gets going again.
The loud noise you heard there was the outer part of the tire. The inner liner stayed up, but you could hear the outer tire pop as he was sliding around.
The pictures from Mark Martin's number 6. He'll be able to continue. He's being shown in the lead lap in 13th position.
Back in the infield, David Hobbs is sought out, Earnhardt's car owner.
Richard Childress, the question we got to ask you is, how is Dale?
Well, you know, he's hurting in his chest and his collar, and I think they were going to airlift him over to Caraway, and
but you know, it don't look like anything's broke on him. And I was talking to him, and you know, he's going to be real sore tomorrow, and you know, he took a heck of a ride.
He took an incredible ride from what the booth said. Just sounded a real awful crash down in turn 1.
Yeah, you know, it's tough, but you know, I'm just happy that he's good and was up and talking, and proud of our cars for holding up.
Red flag condition at Talladega in the DieHard 500.
You thinking what I'm thinking?
Yep. Summer games in Sydney.
You know, working at AutoZone is more than just looking up parts or ringing up sales. Most of all is listening. Because my customers know more about their cars than I'll ever know. They know every rattle by heart. I mean, that car is their baby. So when they got a problem they're gonna fix themselves, I'm gonna do my best to help them get whatever they need, no matter what it takes. Because people like that, they don't deserve anything less than the best I can give them.
What, is this your idea of excitement? Let me tell you about exciting, okay? Driving around a racetrack at over 200 miles an hour, that's exciting. These are just flakes.
Well, what do you think?
These are really good. They're crispy, too.
Really?
Yeah, they're mighty good even with nothing on them. What are they?
Hey, Charlie.
Yeah. Kellogg's Corn Flakes? How could I be so dumb?
You got 500 miles to think about it.
Kellogg's is proud to sponsor NASCAR champion Terry Labonte.
Justin Leonard leads by 4 in the final round at the Buick Open. 2 early birdies for the 24-year-old, while Bob Tway had a double at the first. Final round action coming up next.
Talladega for the completion of the 500. There are the remains of Earnhardt's number 3 car. He did walk away. Now the situation is this. Dusk is settling in here. The circumstances are we'll have a 5-lap shootout after this 5th caution period and red flag. Look again at what happens to Dale Earnhardt, Sterling Marlin, and the rest of the field.
28 and the 4 touch. Shoots Earnhardt right into the wall. Jeff Gordon, Dale Jarrett, and Jimmy Spencer were very fortunate to get right on through there.
It turns Earnhardt's car over, and then he is hit through the roof by the Derek Cope car first, and then a second car gets him as well. Another look. Another angle.
Let's ride a final time in car number 3 as it takes the wall at over 190 miles per hour. In all, 14 cars involved in this catastrophe.
16 cars in the lead lap as we get ready to decide this in this 5-lap shootout. Here. Now, you've been in a shootout up in Michigan years ago, Buddy Baker. 5-lapper when dusk was settling in. Pretty wild thing.
Absolutely. You know, when you start talking about your friends right now with 5 laps to go, you can count them on the palm of your hand. There's nobody out there going to let you have anything. This is going to be something to watch.
Here they come. 16 cars in that lead lap. 5 laps to decide it.
Jeff Gordon leads them off. He's had a strong car all day long. So Jimmy Spencer up there in the best position he's been all day long. Can he do anything with him? Dale Jarrett makes a move right quick down in turn 1.
Goes to the inside, looks for second. Chevy Ford 1 and 2.
Then you got 2 other Fords behind Jarrett there in the way of Rusty Wallace and Jimmy Spencer.
Jimmy Spencer in third. Remember, he's won here at Talladega. Then Rusty Wallace lies fourth. He pulled the big surprise at Pocono a week ago.
Here's Jarrett trying to go to the outside of Jeff Gordon. Spencer's going to try to push him on through.
That's what I was going to say. Jimmy Spencer's going with him. You see Gordon losing some ground to Jimmy Spencer as they come through the corner. And the 2 car, Rusty Wallace, moves up also.
He's taking the high side as well, trying to get third. They have Gordon hung out to dry on the bottom. Meanwhile, up on the outside a little further back, here comes Bill Elliott back into the picture. With 4 to go, Elliott stacks them 3 wide, going down into the corner. It's Elliott on the high side and looking great. Wallace, Spencer, Gordon side by side. Jarrett stays in front. Gordon comes back to second.
And he was hoping that they would continue to run side by side, but we knew that was not going to happen. Is Gordon going to follow Jarrett and try to pull them away from the rest of the field and then fight it out between themselves? Probably not.
Mark Martin is fighting his way up through on the bottom of the field, and he is flying with Ernie Irvan, who's come from 16th.
Irvan had to make a pit stop on that caution to repair damage to the right front fender of his car.
There's Jeff Burton moving up in the 99 car to make it. Look at that front bunch. They are fighting it out. Spencer's hung out to dry on the outside.
Here comes Jeff Gordon trying to move down on the inside. Can't do it. Now he goes to the outside.
Nice move by Gordon. Gordon pulls up. And again, you've got that Ford on the inside, Chevy on the outside, and Gordon going for the lead.
Here comes Jeff Burton in the 99 on the outside. Jarrett shuts the door. Here comes Mark Martin on the inside.
Helped by Ernie Irvan. Down to the inside comes Jarrett as they shuffle in the back straightaway at 190 miles per hour in this shootout to decide the DieHard 500.
Ernie Irvan now up to 4th. Boy, he has come from 7th, 16th position all the way up to 4th in just a couple of laps.
Mark Martin lies 3rd, and it's even across. You don't want to be even across right now. Look at Waltrip trying to find a hole. He wants to come up again. Old DW is having a great day. Jeff Bodine just outside of him.
2 laps to go.
And if they're going to catch this front bunch, they can't run side by side trying to win this race. It's going to come down to these 4 cars if they don't get single file behind them.
It'll be the white flag when they come back.
Out of turn 2.
Here comes Spencer. He's got away from that second group back there. 5 cars now in the fray for the lead.
Gordon has control of the race. Perched in second spot is Jarrett. I think that's where he wants to be. What about Martin back there in that number 6?
Well, you got 4 Fords there chasing that one Chevrolet right now. I believe that Jarrett figures he made his move a little bit too early there a moment ago. He's going to be content to sit there for a moment. They come down to get the white flag this time. Then where will he make the move if he has enough to make a move?
The surprise car right now sitting there at 6th spot. Look at Jeff Bodine come into this. This is not over by a long shot.
Moments are running out. This is it. Final lap in this 5-lap shootout. You have Gordon in front, wheeling all out of turn 2, looking to the inside. Jarrett, Mark Martin right there.
Nobody's made a move yet. They're all single file down the back straightaway.
Maybe they can't make a move. Maybe they don't have enough horsepower.
Gordon has him covered. Here comes Martin peeking on the inside.
Well, Ernie took a peek on the inside, but he couldn't quite do anything with him. Now's the time. He's going to have to move now if he's going to make a pass.
A Chevy of Jeff Gordon stays first. Dale Jarrett right there in second. As they come back around, checkers about to fall. And you're going to watch this finish at the line. It's Gordon. Jeff Gordon's won it. Checkers coming out.
First time winner, Ken.
First time that Jeff Gordon has won at Talladega. He defeats Dale Jarrett, Mark Martin, Ernie Irvan, Jimmy Spencer, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this rundown at the end of one of the most amazing, spectacular DieHard 500s we've ever seen.
That Chevrolet held off that parade of Fords.
The 15th career win for Jeff Gordon happens at Talladega, Alabama in the 1996 DieHard 500. A final look at the standings in the top 15 here at Talladega today. By 146 1/1000ths of a second, it was Gordon over Jarrett in the DieHard 500.
And you can see Martin, Irvin, and Spencer. And Jeff Bodine got up there in 6th place, and DW finished 9th right where he started.
From 11th to 15th, Marcus, Petty, Elliott, Shepard, and Nemechek.
That was the top 15 here today. Let's go to victory lane with Mike Joy.
$160,000 bonus for winning this race. You get the point lead and your first Talladega victory.
Oh, this is awesome. And what a way to do it, man. What a shootout. I didn't know if we could do it. I knew the restart, you know, was the most crucial thing. And I thought, man, you know, we're going to have to beat them back to the line on that restart. Man, those guys, they just hammered me on the restart. And this thing really wasn't that great on restarts, but, man, was it good any other time. And I tell you what, that was a lot of fun. You know, you don't want to see a 5-lap shootout here. It can get kind of nasty. But everybody really used their heads, but did a great job. And, you know, I want to thank God. God was with me all day today. You know, God was with everybody. Everybody is pretty much safe after that accident. And, you know, I'm just so glad to be here in victory lane. This is great.
Coming down for that last green flag, you knew there were a whole bunch of Fords in your future. What was your plan?
I knew there was a lot of Fords, and one of them going to go with me. And I tell you what, Mark Martin worked with me all day long. I worked with him, and you know, he and I worked well together. And that was you know, a lot of fun. Jeff Burton actually probably helped push me to the front. You know, hey, those guys are going for whoever's going to help them. And I was, you know, it didn't matter to me. I was just left out there to drive. I knew if somebody could get behind me and push me, we could get him. And I faked Jared a little bit, and we got a heck of a run. I got to his outside.
A great run, a great win for Jeff Gordon.
And when we return, we'll hear from Dale Earnhardt and talk with Ernie Irvan and Sterling Marlin about that unbelievable wreck.
There is a sport as American as the automobile. It's a sport that never went on strike. And when its players want more money, well, they just get out and race for it. For these reasons and a million others, millions love it like no other. The official battery of NASCAR salutes its die-hard race fans, as dependable and true as the name itself.
When cars raced at an awesome 5 miles per hour, Mobil Oil was there. When a race car broke 100, Mobil was in it. Mobil was in the winner of the first race across America. And since then, Mobil has been in more Indy 500 winners than any other oil in the history of Indy. So if you think that all oils are alike, think about something. At Mobil, we've been changing oil for over 125 years.
Enter the Performance Zone with Split-Fire Performance V spark plugs.
You get your passing gear, you're gone.
The difference in gas mileage has been fantastic.
Split-Fire Performance V spark plugs mean better performance, more horsepower, and better mileage. So say the experts and the people who use them.
They're the best plugs I ever put in my car.
Enter the Performance Zone, only with Split-Fire Performance Vs, guaranteed.
I told Dale when he was a little boy, what you need to win is to get the right people behind you, speak softly, and carry a big, heavy foot.
Get race quality service with quality care at Ford and Lincoln Mercury dealers.
CBS Sports coverage of the DieHard 500 is sponsored by Sears DieHard, the official battery of NASCAR. Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? And by AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts.
The update on Dale Earnhardt from the DieHard 500 wreck. He had a broken left collarbone, a broken left sternum, and who better to tell us what happened?
When the car turned abruptly sideways, I knew I was going to hit the wall, and when I hit the wall, it's when I broke my sternum.
and when the car got up on the side and got up in the air a little bit, it was spinning around. I seen a flash. Another car hit me at the same time, so it was probably Jarrett. And then there was a big crash, and the car went airborne again. That's when I broke my collarbone and bruised my pelvis. And that was when the 33 car hit. And then the car sat back down on the ground on its wheels and was spinning around. The 29 car went by to my left, and then a red car hit the front end. And I assumed that at that point, from the replay, I couldn't tell much. It was either Schrader or the 94. And come to find out it was Schrader. He said, "I seen you and I named for you."
This week we also talked to the other two drivers at the top of that accident, Ernie Irvin and Sterling Marlin. We showed them the replays, and Mike Joy asked them about the incident.
Everybody will look at the replay and every different angle, and everybody have a different opinion of exactly what went on. You know, we're jammed in there together, and you know, on the replay with Dale Jarrett, it's like he's on the gas, off the gas, on the gas, off the gas, and so that's what happens in restrictor plate racing. And my car ends up getting a little bit loose from Dale coming up to it. He never touched, but he got it and got me a little bit loose. Plus, Sterling has got us jammed down where we have a real corner to make in the tri-oval instead of having a normal tri-oval, and you got a lot of racetrack to go. And normally, you know, you just have to give a foot or two, and you know, that wasn't all there.
Ernie, when the car got the two left side tires down on the apron, then did it wash back up the racetrack?
Right. And a lot of it, my car was a little bit loose at the time because everybody shoved up on my bumper, and I'm right there against Earnhardt. So it's a shame that it all happened, but you know, there was lots of wrecks all weekend, and probably the biggest thing is Dale Earnhardt's involved in it, and now it draws more attention to it, and you know, he's the best in our sport, and he's going to be again.
I mean, sometimes when you're following it close, you know, two people and, you know, especially the leader, you know, 2 or 3 cars back, it's really hard to see, you know, the apron of the corner. And looking at it, looks like it's what, you know, he got on the apron a little bit, shot it back up across and hung me and turned me in Earnhardt.
But not as if he drove up into you.
Yeah. I don't know. All I know, I got hung in the left rear and turned in Earnhardt. So that's basically all I know.
How hard is it, or what do you do to take an incident like that, put it behind you, and turn the next page?
I mean, it's over. As far as I'm concerned, it's over. And hey, we'll go to Daytona next year. We'll be there trying to win the race and give it the best shot. That's all you can do.
Over but not to be forgotten, this 1996 DieHard 500 at Talladega. So for Ned Jarrett, Buddy Baker, Mike Joy, David Hobbs, and Dick Berggren, Ken Squire saying so long from the Talladega Superspeedway, where Jeff Gordon has won the DieHard 500. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports.